So Saturday, I was on the phone with one of my friends, and we were just talking about life. And she was like, "Jasmine, what really is it when it comes to weight loss? Like, what is the problem? What is the issue?" And I was like, "Girl, I need to go to counseling. That is the issue." And I started explaining to her what it is. And I said, number one, I really don't like attention. So anytime I start losing weight, the attention that comes along with that, I consciously and subconsciously, it's both, start sabotaging. Because once someone's like, "Girl, you look good," or like whatever, like I start eating cookies. And I don't it is, yeah, I don't like attention. And I understand that I speak at conferences. I understand that I speak at churches. I understand that I make a video almost every day. I understand all that. But I also don't like when people tell me I did a great job at those conferences. I don't like when people tell me they enjoyed something that the Lord gave me to say on those videos. It makes me cringe. I am someone who likes to do what the Lord has told them to do and disappear. So when I start to lose weight and people notice and they start talking about it, it makes me nervous. It brings anxiety. And I told her I need to work on that. And one of the things that I'm working through with the Lord is that it doesn't really matter. And not that the Lord doesn't care about me. And not that the Lord doesn't want me to be comfortable in all spaces. But if God called me to this thing, and I do think that the Lord has called me to weight loss, and we'll get to my disobedience, that's number 3. I do think that the Lord has called me to weight loss, so it doesn't matter, right? And having to die to myself even in that way. And I think when we think about dying to ourselves, we think about giving up something or moving across the world to an unknown country, but it's also dying to your own preferences and dying to the opinions of others. And these are good things people are saying to me. It just makes me feel uncomfortable. The second thing is I really am a stress eater. I was explaining to her that I used to think it was like travel and I'm a horrible eater when I travel, and that's not true. I am a horrible eater from August to November and January to May when I'm at work. When I am at home and I am at peace and my day is calm and slow and I can be I need to be intentional all the time, but I choose to be intentional. If you look through my videos, my face is like this. It's because it's the summertime or it's December. And learning that any stress response that does not equal Jesus is the wrong response. That's it. Any stress response, whether it's eating, scrolling on social media, having sex, doing drugs, alcohol, avoidant behavior, whatever it is that is not Jesus is the wrong answer. And me understanding that. And the third one, which is probably the biggest, is that pure disobedience. Pure disobedience. Because she was talking about something that the Lord had asked her to do. I don't think she's being disobedient, though. So I don't want to say that about her. I think she is scared to move. That's a different issue. But anyway, we were talking about her when we started talking about her. And one of the things I said to her was, because she was like, I just think something that she desires is on the other side of it. And I was like, well, it's always bigger than us, right? Like when God asks us to do something or calls us to something, it's always a ripple effect. And then it stuck to me like, girl, there's something on the other side of releasing this weight and never bringing it back. There's something on the other side of it. And I'm never going to get the ripple effects. I'm never going to get the blessing that comes from my obedience. I'm never going to see what God has for me on the other side because I'm being disobedient. God has told me to lose weight for years. I've been disobedient for years. I've been obedient in other areas, but I've been disobedient for years. And then the fourth thing is that I don't value the word of the Lord in this area, right? I do think that there are areas where God can tell me to jump up and down 10 times and I'll do it. God can tell me to move across the country, I'll do it, right? But in this area, I put my idols, which is myself and my comfort and my stomach, before the word of the Lord, period. And the Lord has been talking to me about idols and the idols in my heart and how those idols are going to fail me. And I'm thinking about my health and how I ain't had no babies yet. How the doctor told me I got fibroids. How I've seen people in my family on pills, on dialysis. I've seen these things. And this particular idol leads to these things. I don't know why I felt like the Lord told me to share this with you, but I am. And my prayer is that you pray for me and that the word of the Lord becomes heavy in my heart, that the word of the Lord changes me, and that I get over myself and what makes me comfortable and do what God has asked.